Inside of my Sigma workbook, I'm connected to a Databricks table that I have that contains some sales data. I want to build a lookup table to further enrich this data. Let's start by adding an input table. All of the data will be stored inside of Databricks. Category for the product will be our lookup, so I'm going to give this lookup table a corresponding name so we can reference it later. While I'm going to be creating the fields, including the corresponding data manually here, I could have uploaded a CSV to populate everything for me. For those of you that don't know me, I really like my coffee, so this is why one of my preferred datasets that I use is, well, all about coffee. Now, everything that I'm doing, I could have technically done it directly on the table above without creating this lookup table, but I'd rather not build a freakishly long if-then statement. And there's a very great auditability feature that I'm going to show you a little bit towards the end. Input table is done. Now let's actually do a lookup from the table above. Again, this table right here is a table that contains some sales data coming straight from Databricks. I'm going to go to the formula bar and type lookup. And then first thing is I'm going to tell it what field I actually want to get back. From my sales data set, this is the field it should use as the key. And this is where it should expect to find that key inside of my lookup table. Inside of our Sigma workbook, our sales data has been enriched, which is fantastic. So now let's actually build some nice visuals to go along with it. I'm going to bring in a bar chart that we will connect to our sales dataset that has been enriched inside of the workbook. Make this slightly bigger. Bring in our date field, as well as the field that contains our profit data, which is really what I care about in this case. Way too granular, so let's turn it into year month. Here it is. We're currently displaying data from the dataset that was originally on the table, so now let's make use of that flag that we created. Every chart deserves a proper title, so let's give it one. Give it a simple name for the purposes of this tutorial. I want to make it look a little nicer, so let's do that. I personally love that Sigma has the formatting options right where you expect them to be. Center the title. Add some data labels so that it's a little bit easier to read. First at the bar level, and then at the GroupMe level. That looks great, and I did build another flag into that lookup table. So I'm going to create a copy of this chart right here. Go back and bring in that made in store flag into our sales data set. You've seen me do it before, so I'm just going to fast forward through this part. This looks great, just what I expected it to be. I'll rename the tab that has our charts. Swap out the is drink flag for the is made in store flag. Update the name on the chart. Lots more that we could do with this, but for today, it looks great. Now, here's that cool auditability feature that I mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. That is the ability to see lineage inside the workbook. We can see the steps joining in that lookup table that we've built into that sales dataset that we retrieved from Databricks. Very, very useful when you've had to enrich data from an otherwise governed table. And if you want to look behind the scenes, well, Sigma makes it very easy to see the queries that are being passed onto Databricks. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you were able to learn a little bit more about what Sigma is capable of doing. I did fast forward through different parts of the video just to make the video a little bit more nugget size. The underlying data itself had about 3 billion rows with about 15 columns width. Please follow me for more content like this.